Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do Leetcode daily challenge count and see. So basically this question is like first you need to just go through this question explanation and you need to understand that what exactly this question want to say because it is totally just like mysterious question only. But yeah, when you come to understand about what that question exactly want to say, then it is much easier question. So let us first start with the question walkthrough of this particular question and then about the constraint, and then we will be going ahead with the intuition. So now here, what it exactly says. Where is my cursor? So count and say. So as per the name suggests, it is something out that you need to count and say it out that what exactly you counted. So now count and say sequence is a sequence of digit strings defined by recursive formula. Count and say 1, then count and say n is the way you would say the digits from count and say n minus 1. So they simply want to say that whatever was there at the previous stage, that what the way you will pronounce those things, that you need to store in your just next state. So now which is then converted into different digit string. So that's they want to say. Now they want to say to determine how you say a digit string, split it into minimal number of substrings such that each substring contains exactly one digit. Then for each substring say the number of digit, then say the digit. Finally concatenate every set digit. So for example, saying an conversion for digit string 33222251 is something like that there are 2 times 3, right? So we will say two threes. Then 3 times 2 is there, so we will say three twos. And 5 is 1 time, so 1 5, and 1 is 1 time, so 1 1. So then convert this thing which you are saying into the numbers. That 2 will be converted to 2, 3 would be as it is 3. Then just concatenate 3 which was there as a 3 in the integer and then further into char form and then 2 as it is, then 1 1 5 5 1 1 1 1, and then at the end concatenate all of them together. So this is thing which we are required to in this question. Now comes the part that how input would be there, and according to that input how we are required to generate the output. So given a positive integer n, return the nth term of the count and say sequence. So the thing is that here n value is given to us, and according to that n only, we would be required to count and say sequence as the output, right? Now let us see the constraints. So constraints are pretty much low, right? It is like 10 raised to power 1 only. So in this particular scenario, we can even go till n cube solution and n cube, n 4, n 5, any sort of solution like that we can go because you can clearly see that n is just 30, right? So now let us first move ahead that how we are required to generate the sequence. Then only you will get to know that how we are required to code the thing. So let me show you that thing only with one example. So here's the thing when n equals to 1. N here simply refers to that number of times we are required to generate a new number. So that is the n. Basically the count of generating new numbers. So now, when n equal to 1, so starting would be always with 1 only, right? So that's why 1 would be the output. Then when n equals to 5, right? So in that scenario, when n is equal to 1, so it is 1, right? So how we pronounce it? We pronounce it as 1 1, right? So that's why we put at the next state as 1 1. Then how we pronounce this? It is 2 1, right? So that's why we write at the next state as 2 1. So now what about this thing? So how we got to this? So here it was 1 2, right? Because 1 time 2 is there and 1 time 1 is there. So that's why we wrote 1 2 1 1. So this is the final answer at n is equal to 4. Now when it becomes n equals to 5, so all the things which were there in this n is equal to 4 that we are writing here, right? Now comes only this part, that how we are required to write this thing. So this would be 1 1, right? So we wrote 1 1. Then 1 2, so we wrote 2 1 2, then 1 uh, then 2 times 1 is there, so we will be writing 2 1. So this is the thing which we will be doing here, and at the end this would be our answer. So that is how we are required to do this particular question, that as per the value of n only, we would be required to go ahead by pronouncing that particular word and then how it could be. Now comes the part that here we are pronouncing it, how we will be writing in the code, right? So now let me explain you the algorithm for the same which I had devised for my solution. So from there you can build up the intuition that how you would be writing the code. So now the first thing is, see, now before going to algorithm part also, see from these examples only that how we can write code. The first thing is that we will be always requiring with starting of 1, right? So our answer string would be having the starting as 1 only, right? Now comes the part that how we got this 1 1. We got this 1 1 because its count was 1, right? So we would be requiring with a count variable, because of that only, that count variable we will be converting to char, and then whatever character which we had counted, that would be appended to the same. So this is the thing which we are doing. Now here its count become 2, right? So that count would be appended as an answer as in the form of char, and then whatever that was there, so that will be that is what we would be going to go ahead with that particular one. And then comes the part of this, that how many times this 2 was there, right? So one time it was there. So that's why we will be writing 1 2, right? So count of this particular was 1. So that's why that particular is this only. Now from this only now we can write this code, because the thing is that whatever occurrence was there, that is stored in the count, right? So now we are required to convert that count in the form of char, append that to our answer, and then whatever character which was there, that we are required to append after that count. So this is what we are doing in this question. And that is that all thing will be going ahead until our n is reached. Basically, our n equal to 4 is reached. So that is the thing which we are required to do in this question. So I think now it is pretty much simple to code this solution, right? So before coding part, let me explain you algorithm. If still it is not clear, so it would be clear there. And then at the end, we will be going with coding of the solution. So now here, first we are initializing current string with 1. That is the starting point. Then for I in the range 0 to n minus 1, right? I in the range 0 to n minus 1, here n is basically the thing which is being given to us. And why we are taking n minus 1? Because at the starting only we have initialized with the same, right? So this from there we subtracted that n minus 1. Means one count is already there. Now, first we are doing is we are declaring a buffer and an index. So buffer will be storing this thing. Why we are choosing buffer is because when there are digits which are completely different, right? So at that point here it will be stored, count would be stored as 1, right? And the character is 2. So in that buffer, this particular would be stored, and then now we encountered this character, right? So for this particular, we will be storing our count as 1 again, and then for that character, right? So now in that buffer, 1 and 2 was already appended, right? So now this 1 1 would be also appended. So that's why we are taking buffer, and this buffer would be initialized at every point when we get to a next level. So that's why in this particular we are declaring buffer and that index. So that's the thing. And then for I in range 0 to size of current string, we are taking the answer as the current string only. So whatever current string we have formed, so that we will be checking, because here current string is 1 starting from 1, right? So buffer and index, you already know that we are initializing at the starting of this point, and then we are going ahead. So first we initialize the counter with 1, which will help us to know that what is the count of that character. And then while char at the current index and next index are equal, so another loop we will be checking for that until those both of me, whatever character is there, until they are equal, till then we will be increasing our count and even our index. So that is why we are taking another loop inside the same. And after that, we will be storing the counter in the form to the buffer and storing the char at the current index of current string to the buffer. And then when we come out of this equality loop, right? Then we store our buffer to the current string, means and even after coming out of this, and then at the end we will be returning our current string. So this is the thing which we are going to do. So now let us go to the coding part of the solution. So for the coding part for the same, here I have also used some comments so that it could be easy. So although I can remove them also and explain directly, but still let it be there. So this is that thing which I was saying that at starting it will be starting from 1 and then starting our for loop. So this will be going till here. So now in this for loop what we are doing is first we are initializing the string buffer and the index. So whatever index we are starting from, this is for this index we will be always starting from the 0 so that we can go at still this current string size. Means just for checking for whatever size is there for the current index, we are taking one more variable index here. And then ini initializing the count with 1 because the count is required to be increased inside this particular, and this count is of that fact when there are equal characters. So that's why. Now we are first checking for that if index plus 1 is less than current string size or not, so that we can avoid the runtime error. And then we are checking if our present index is equals to the index of the means the next index, whatever character is present there. So according to that only we will be going at and increasing our index so that we can check for the next element as well after checking of this and then increasing the count. That now we are encountering those two elements, right? So that's why here we increase the count. And then whatever answer we got after this while loop, right? Because there could be two ones, three ones, four ones, any number of ones or twos or any other character could be there, right? So that's why after that count we get, so we simply convert that to char form and then push back to our buffer and then whatever index was, whatever character was there at this index, that also we are pushing here. So till now we got that. Here you can see. So till now we got this particular two ones and that's why it is now stored as two ones. So now whatever was stored in this buffer, now we will be pushing that to our current string. So now finally our answer would be 2 1 at this point when n is equal to 3. Now if say that n equals to 4, so in that particular scenario, see, then again we will be moving ahead and going with the same. So now in this 2 1 would be stored in our buffer and then in our current string, then this 1 1 comes. How this 1 1 comes? Because of this one. So now we will be checking that this thing is there. It will directly come out of the loop, right? Then whatever count was there. So count was earlier one only, right? So this would be appended here and then it would be pushed here. Then at the end, same thing would be done and then at the end we are returning our answer. So the thing is that how we are doing this question is we are using one outer loop. Basically, we are using three loops here. So this is order of n. This is order of n. Then we are going inside this particular loop, which is of the current string. So this current string could be up to n if all the characters are repeated, right? So this is another order of n solution, order of n time complexity. And then this while. This could be also in that scenario only when at the worst case scenario all are same elements. This index equals yeah, same thing only. So that's why this becomes n cube solution. And yeah, and here n-cube solution is completely valid because of the constraint which is being given to us. So because of that fact only, we can easily write this as n-cube solution. Like recruiter, I mean, interview would also don't say that You can't use in-cube solution because here the constraints are up to 30. So it is a valid one. And now about the space complexity, we are taking one string buffer, string current buffer, where it can go up till n, not more than that. So that's why space complexity is order of n. So this was all for this particular solution. And I hope you like the explanation. And if you have any doubt, you could comment that down. I'll attach this code even to the description as I always attach. And this question was basically asked in Bloomberg, London. And this I had already prepared during my interview. So that's why everything which is being written here, it is of that time only. So yeah, this was all for today. If you have any doubt, you could comment that down. And if you like the explanation, please do like and subscribe to my channel and also share among your friends. So this was all. Thank you.